Alright guys, so here is my second grammar tutorial YouTube video from popular demand. This is on adjective and adverb phrases, which a lot of us needed a little extra work based on our last quiz. So I'm trying a new technique with this, so feel free to give me feedback in class if this is better or worse than the way I did the last one. You can find this page on your Holt online textbook. If you're in the book, it looks like this. You go to Student Resources, you go to the phrase, you go to Language and Sentence Skills, you click on Adjective and Adverb Phrases Practice, and here it is. This is the sheet. So you should pause the video now and get that sheet so that you can follow along, print it off so you can follow along during the video. So here it is, and first, this is a nice reminder on the top that a prepositional phrase that modifies a noun or pronoun is called an adjective phrase. So keywords there, noun, pronoun, are what are being modified by the phrase. That makes it an adjective phrase. A prepositional phrase that modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb is called an adverb phrase. So again, keyword verb, adjective, or adverb is what is being modified. That makes it an adverb phrase. If you're unclear on those parts of speech, you need to go back and review in Chapter 1 on the parts of speech. So, the examples, prepositional phrase that modifies a noun or pronoun called an adjective phrase. The example, the bowl of soup was full. Of soup is an adjective phrase modifying the noun bowl. So, we remember that little trick that if the phrase immediately follows a noun that it's modifying, immediately following it, then usually that means it's an adjective phrase. But an adverb phrase can be anywhere in the sentence. It doesn't have to just follow. That's a little tip. Prepositional phrase that modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb called an adverb phrase. The example, the bowl was full of soup. Of soup is modifying the word full. Full, we know, is an adjective. It's a predicate adjective modifying the word bowl. So let's do the practice exercises. Read the directions. Each of the following sentences contains an underlined prepositional phrase. On the line provided, write adverb if the phrase modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. Write adjective if the phrase modifies a noun or a pronoun. Circle the word or words modified by the phrase. So I have limited ability to write on this, so I'm not going to be writing them in, but you write them in on your worksheet as you follow along. So let's read through the first one. Chameleons are famous for their ability to change color to match their surroundings. So our prepositional phrase is identified for us. It's for their ability. So we see the prepositional phrase here. So what is that telling us more about? It's telling us more about why are they famous. Famous is what part of speech? Well, what is famous? Chameleons. So famous is modifying chameleons. That means famous is an adjective. For their ability is modifying the adjective famous. That means it has to be an adverb. I don't seem to be able to write the word adverb here, but write adverb there now. Number 2, and you can feel free to pause the video and do number 2 by yourself and then come back to it and have me walk you through it and check your understanding. So number 2, however, true chameleons, which live mainly in Madagascar and Africa, do not change color to camouflage themselves. So again, we have our prepositional phrase already underlined for us. In Madagascar and Africa. Well, what's in Madagascar and Africa? It is where they live. So, live is what part of speech? Live is a verb. So, we are answering the question, where do they live? That means that too is an adverb phrase. Adverb. Sorry, I didn't highlight this, which I guess is sort of redundant, but there it is. All right, number 3. The chameleons of Madagascar do change color in response to light, temperature, and fear of attack. again, here's our prepositional phrase, of Madagascar. And what is it modifying? We listened to that trick about it comes immediately after a noun that it's telling us more about. Which chameleons? Chameleons of Madagascar. That means it is an adjective phrase. Here, I'll draw a little circle for adjective to remind us that that's different than the adverb. And number 4, chameleons change color by collecting or diluting pigmented cells. So, by collecting or diluting pigmented cells. That's kind of a tricky prepositional phrase now that I'm looking at it, because it's using a gerund, which is a verbal functioning as a noun, which we're going to be talking about in the next section of this chapter. But this is a tricky prepositional phrase. Kind of take note of that.
Can I grab the papers?
Sure. A student just walked in. Hi, Kat. I'm doing a video for YouTube. You can go check it out. So chameleons change color by collecting or diluting pigmented cells called melanophore cells. Those of you who are science people can make fun of that pronunciation. So this is by collecting or diluting pigmented cells is telling us more about what? It's telling us more about how they change. So change is the verb. This is modifying the verb. Therefore, it is an adverb phrase. And last one, number 5, they are funny-looking lizards with as many as 3 horns on their heads and bulging eyes that move separately from each other. With as many as 3 horns. So that is our prepositional phrase. And that prepositional phrase is telling us about the word lizards. Lizards is obviously a noun, therefore that is an adjective phrase. So I hope that helped. Many of you had issues with just identifying the prepositional phrases at all, so if you need extra help with that, again, go back and review in Chapter 1 of Parts of Speech. Thank you. Goodbye.
Go ask your wife's son. When you're videotaping, can you pause?
Well, no, I'm still recording right now. I can't figure out how to turn it off. This is just an added bonus, guys. Added bonus at end of video. Yeah. There's my daughter. No, here's this. Hopefully it recorded. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'll just quit it and see if it worked. Oh, there we go. Keep.